Hello, I'm Mark from Fluent Finance Abroad, and we've been doing a series of videos where I've been speaking to industry veterans on the Costa del Sol in the real estate market. So I'm very pleased to announce that we're here with Philippe. He's a younger and one of the rising stars of the real estate market here in Spain, and I've known for about 2 or 3 years, and I've been very impressed with the way he operates. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Well, I'm from Sweden originally. I've been in Spain I'm 31 now, since I've been 10. And I've done a little bit of everywhere, but now I'm on the coast. And I work for development.es, which is a real estate business that focuses on off-plan and new builds. And we have clients from all over the world. And yeah, I've been working with you. I'm also very pleased at how you work and you assist my clients with mortgages. So again, thank you for having me.
No problem. So you're originally from Sweden. You were a dancer, is that right, or have I got that wrong?
Yes, my mum is Russian, so there was a plan for me there to be a ballet dancer.
Okay.
To me to be the next one. So she basically said, "You're gonna do ballet." I said no. So I started the next day, obviously, and then I was in the Royal Swedish Ballet School for many years. I found out that you're either the best or nothing, I think,
Right.
in ballet. So I think I didn't want it as much as it was 3 guys in the class and like almost 45 girls, and the 2 guys wanted it more. So I did do this at a professional level, but I ended up looking to somewhere a bit more stable. And yeah, and I find my way to real estate, which I think is the right place for me.
To be a ballet dancer, that's got to be very intense. Am I right?
It is definitely intense. There's a discipline to it,
Uh-huh.
which I think it's helped me a long way in my life. And I always look back at it. I didn't want it in the beginning, but now I'm like, oh, I'm thankful I did that.
I'll be honest with you, when I deal with you and I see how you deal with your clients, I do see that there is a good structure to how you work. Do you think that comes from your background?
I think it's definitely helped because there's a lot of preparation, especially before you do a concert or if you do anything. I'm quite methodical. I think preparation is very key. Like before we go on any sorts of viewings, I want to make sure I'm on time. I want to make sure that we're prepared. I cannot operate when it's just kind of there's no plan to it. So I do like to keep control of a lot of situations and make sure that it's presented in the right way.
You mentioned to me earlier on that listening to your customers or your clients is essential.
It is. At the end of the day, it's the most essential part. I spend a lot of time asking silly questions for why and really delving deep into exactly when and so on. So it's not just about, hey, Philip, I want 2 bedrooms in Marbella. Why?
Yeah.
And where exactly, and how much do you know? And answering. So at the end, when it actually comes down to like a visit or touring, we're not really visiting. We're verifying the things that we already know. It's like, oh, that's the road that I was seeing on the video meeting with you. Oh, you were mentioning about the noise. I can hear that. So having all those before, so it's really effective, and we can get as much done in as little time as possible, so they can enjoy the rest of the evenings to go to restaurants and enjoy Spain, Costa del Sol.
I think I've noticed that with some of the clients that you brought to us is that we are kind of specific. We're sort of a long way down the road, and that's why I've been impressed with you, because essentially it's all about being efficient and getting to know your client extremely well. You also speak a number of different languages. How many?
I speak 4, and truly I've been fortunate enough. I don't feel like I've ever studied a language. Born in Sweden, which I've got Swedish from. My mum is Russian, so I don't read or write in Russian, but I can speak it.
Yeah.
So, and then I moved to Spain at a very young age. So I think, especially to Seville, I learned Spanish. It felt like within a few months. Nobody spoke any English. My English teacher said knife instead of knife.
Right.
So I had to correct her.
Yeah.
And then I think English is just every Swede knows English. I just use it quite often with clients.
So you speak Russian, Swedish obviously, and Spanish.
Yeah, and it's well Spanish because I've been here for
Of course.
a long time.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the company that you work for.
I work for a company called Developments.es. We specialize in new builds. It's in developments. Essentially, we operate like a platform. It's the roots are very Scandinavian. Our CEO and well, are Danish, and it's important that there's a lot of transparency. It's very easy to navigate the website. You can kind of look through all the developments, and we're quite proud that we have most new developments on the coast in one place. And yeah, it's obviously if we don't find for whatever reason something new, then we can assist with resales as well and something a bit older. Oftentimes we want bigger living rooms, we want open plan kitchens, big windows, larger terraces, kind of a modern interior, white walls, white building. New builds offer that, whilst the traditional building, how they built in Spain a while ago, wasn't the same. Having spent a long time here, and I think you appreciate that as well, and speaking with Spanish people, I actually had this once. It was my ex-girlfriend's family. I asked them, well, what's with the, why the small windows? And they said, if I want sun, I'll go to the beach. When I'm home, I don't want sun.
Yeah.
And the kitchen as well, because there's always somebody cooking and there's big families. So you want to have an independent kitchen. So I can really understand that aspect. But if you have a holiday home here, maybe you just prefer to have as much sea view and as much sun as possible, a big terrace that you can enjoy.
And what, in your opinion, makes the Costa del Sol attractive for foreign investors, for foreigners in particular?
There's a lot of factors there. I think we're seeing on Costa del Sol right now. It's a lot of things that we have going for ourselves, apart from the weather, which has always been a big driving point, especially for Scandinavians. People from the north of Europe, they always want to have somewhere sunny. Costa del Sol happens to be as far south as you can go in Europe. We do have a very strong rental market. And even mortgaging things, and that's why I've been speaking with you. Putting a full mortgage on a property, you still get some cash flow out of it, which is quite interesting. It really depends. I have American clients that are looking to have a base here for their travels. I have people from all over the world. A lot of companies are looking at Costa del Sol and specifically Malaga as well to set up bases. I don't know. I mean, big names. Apple, Google have. I personally have clients from these companies. So it's there's a lot of factors, and there isn't really one. And each area offers a different charm and different lifestyle. So if you're not about luxury and Ferraris and Lamborghinis, you can find it. It's a common misconception that this is all that it is.
Yeah.
If you've been to Estepona, that's not as flashy it is, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's one of my favorite areas right now. A lot of people that have been, because not every country had a lockdown, but some people that have been locked, had a lockdown, they've maybe realized that, now I can work from home. And why am I working from home in, for example, cold Sweden, if I can be working from home from my terrace in Costa del Sol?
So you mentioned that you have clients from all over the world, but what are the main nationalities? You mentioned America, but which other ones are you seeing?
It's always been a very European market. UK market has always been very, very strong. But what I like about this specific area, it depends on the month. Some months we have more Belgian buyers. And that's because something that's happening in Belgium. Some months the Scandinavian or the Swedes are back because the Swedish krona is higher. I think there's a trend with the American buyer, and they haven't had Costa del Sol or Spain, maybe even Europe. It's been more like Paris or Italy back in the day, but now they're opening up to this area as well. And I personally have seen an uptick in clients from North America. But I mean, depends. We have Chinese, and now there's fairs happening in China. We have all over the world. It just changes. Every month I see something different.
It's true. I mean, and it's an interesting point that you made. It depends on the month. I've never heard that before. Mm-hmm. And it is probably what's going on in the country at the particular moment, which is something that we need to think about, isn't it? So if there could be a new law change, a new tax change, in Belgium, for example, that's a big thing, the taxation. I hear that a lot from Belgian clients.
Yeah, they're doing great.
They're really annoyed about the taxation there. But really, how is the market at the moment?
I think it's a very strong market. It also depends. It goes up, it goes down. Generally, what we've been seeing, prices have been increasing. There's been more and more demand. We spoke about COVID, for example, bringing demand up even more. And there's situations in the world such as the wars and such. That's also that's a different buyer that's coming. Prices aren't really going down. And sometimes we compare Spain with Costa del Sol, and that's two different things. Of course, maybe the market can flatten out at some point, but personally, I can speak for me personally. I haven't seen a slowdown because we have different nationalities. There's always somebody that is interested.
So the market is pretty strong, and you don't see it coming down anytime soon, no?
I don't know if it's going to come down anytime soon. I wish if you had information about that, I would love to know. I mean, I think I've kept hearing it. What goes up has to go down at some point. We'll see. I think Costa del Sol has been quite resilient to changes happening around the world. Yeah. I know when COVID hit, I had a few inquiries. Is somebody panic selling? And I didn't see that much. I mean, of course, there was somebody doing that, but generally it's second residences. People can afford to wait. And in fact, after that, we've had more high ticket sales, a lack of properties in the millions.
The housing market, from our perspective, again, this is only us, we see it fairly healthy in terms that, yes, there's mortgages being taken, but there's still a lot of cash purchases. So there's a lot of equity in the housing market, whereas back in 2006, 2007, everything seemed to be mortgaged. So when do you start speaking to your clients about the possibility of, or how they're going to finance the investment?
The sooner the better, I think. And it gives a lot of confidence when we can easily, I like that we can easily meet you, for example, and sit down with you, and you can explain and get a pre-approval for clients. It does truly give them peace of mind.
The main reason is you've got to discount the mortgage first. I think if you talk about the fact that mortgages are available, the fact that rates are pretty interesting to other parts of the world, so that a client can make an informed decision. Obviously, lots of clients don't want to have a mortgage, but as long as they know it's available and that they explore it. And I'll get that with you guys and with your own developments, is that you like to engage the clients with finance early, discount it, and then move on. And then you have clarity as to how, rather than, at the end, oh no, I really need a mortgage. That puts a lot of pressure on the whole sales process, do you not think?
It helps, and this, before we even go into the selection of the properties, do you know the buying costs? Do you know the running costs of each? Do you know how much it's, the final price is, the mortgage, and what's going to happen, what is to consider afterwards? All these things, once that's established, well, then we can get a clearer picture. We can also get a very good estimate of the budget. It has happened where a client was thinking that they could afford something like this, and we were doing the viewings. At the end of the day, we're not quite there, we need to be looking at something else. The more information you give the client, the better their decision making is going to be, and don't need to scramble or kind of rush at the very end to this and that, and how much is this? So it's okay, I understand, this is the one.
That's great. Now I'm moving on to the final question. Is there anything that you would like to see change in the industry that you're in the Spanish property market?
As a Swede and very methodical, I often get like specifically maybe American or Swedish clients, it's very hard to understand prices. It's not as regulated as some markets are. I wish there was a system which says how much something was listed at, how much it was sold at, what's the square meter in this area. There's a lot of different ones, but you do have to find an agent that helps you with these things, and at the end of the day find someone that we trust. We all do the same thing here. I think that it's obviously a competitive market. There is room for competition, and that's how it's supposed to be. If we could have a bit more of that regulation and giving the more power to the buyer, I think I'd be all up for it.
So a bit more transparency in the transaction.
Well, I think from like from the local authorities and the government, something a bit more established on that side.
Brilliant. Found our interview very, very interesting indeed, and I want to thank you very much for taking the time to come and see us.
Oh, it's an honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.